All right, everybody. Well, if anybody actually tunes in to watch, welcome. Another day, another trade day. Uh, Obviously, had some good news with Micron after the close yesterday, and CPI and jobless claims just were reported at 8:30. So we had beats on both front. Well, I guess that's a meet expectations and a big beat on that. Therefore, the market seems to be bullish. So we'll see if that maintains it. At least in my thought process, I feel that all these pumps are made to be sold into, just from past experience. But we'll see, right? We'll see. We have the NASDAQ up 1.15%. That's pretty big that it's outpacing the S&P and, well, the Dow. Who cares about the Dow, really, right? But so we have that, and looks like Bitcoin took a big pop as well from where it was trading this morning. I think it was around like 86,000 or somewhere around there. So big pump on that. Take a little swig of water here. It's just multitasking before I went live, so a little bit out of breath from doing that. But yeah, so we'll see. Maybe it'll be a good day. I don't like that it's already popped up that much, though. Just kind of coming over to the cash markets here. The SPY. And all that good jazz. But, I mean, I doubt these wicks are real. We'll see. E-Trade. Yeah, see, not even close to real. So, I have to just kind of reset. And I mean, we'll see if this holds. Obviously, we got, oh, what's going on there? Yeah, see, I just changed it, and then it just wicked right back like that. But I bet you when I go like this, it's gone again. E-Trade, get your act together with this stuff, right? Anyway, we got a nice start to the morning, like 1 point. Well, those Qs are up even higher. That's unless it. Well, NASDAQ's continuing to pump on the futures, so we'll see. But I mean, I'm not seeing the VIX here really. You would think that would collapse down with it. See, look at that. That's crazy. I'm just gonna let it be because it's probably gonna keep doing it. Unless someone's really getting a fill down there, which they're lucky if they are, I guess. But we have the IWM. Yeah, it keeps doing it. I don't know if it's volatility or what it is, but phantom wicks. But we'll see. We'll see if that can hold and push up. It was actually something I was looking at this morning as a good opportunity. So lately I've been trading the indices a lot more, but just because on individual stocks haven't really had a good opportunity. But yeah, so looks like we're going to start the morning up. We have the stocks of being able to watch are the current ones that we usually always watch, mainly because of liquidity and on the options front, and usually good tradability. But yeah, see, even these have wicks on them, and I don't even know if that's true or not. But that was actually one of my trades. Like, we'll go over it in a minute, but we got NVIDIA, Apple, Google, and Tesla. Second chart here is Amazon. I have Chipotle on there because that thing is just seemingly, I mean, look at yesterday. Whole market's tanking, and there's Chipotle like rising, and it's already started to go through the gap. There's obviously more gap to go. You can see way up here by almost $40. So looking at that to see if it will break and retest the high of the day. And actually, let me put a 37.75. Just want to make sure I have that alert on there in case it goes. Maybe I look to trade it. But we have, oh wait, Shopify is not supposed to be on there. That should be Palantir. But yeah, and Microsoft, what is going on? Okay. Anyway, get started going over some of this stuff. So yeah, see the IWM, it's already starting to do its thing. But I was looking at it on the hourly chart. So basically, I was looking for it to maybe hold this as a base and then potentially go back up to that if it held that pivot point. Just looking out, that would have just been a nice, like, you know, test down there. And then with the moving average being right here, it just had nice confluence with the with that pivot point that I have drawn out, and you can see it's already started to explode back up to the upside. So unfortunately, won't be able to trade that initial move, but was something I was looking at. But I mean, it could be something here too as well. So breakthrough here, retest on the 200-day moving average. If it's going to stay up above, then maybe we trend back upwards up into this 252, 253 area. So, but that's the IWM. Obviously, we have a lot going on here with, I was thinking on the Qs that, you know, it was already starting up with a gap up. So, you know, gap fill, hold this key level. And then it would have maybe, you know, gap fill reversal back up to this level here, or at least up to the moving average. So a lot of different focuses have to be rechanged. So, I mean, do we just gap up and go after we're already up 1.37% on the Qs? And we have like a big monster 2% move day. That's nuts. I would like to see actually this kind of maybe come back, test that, because we do have here like the previous day's lows before yesterday. So we have that low there. So maybe it's a retest off of that level and then we push up. So that might be something worth looking at. And the S&P was, whoa, what the, yeah. S&P was kind of basically the same thing, and who knows if that was even a real wick down. Probably not. Yeah, see, no. Anyway, it was almost kind of the same thing, except this would have been like a breakdown a little further. So maybe I'll look below, fail back up, hold, and then push up higher. Obviously, we had this key level right here, so even if it would have broke down there, I would have maybe still looked to capture a long and not necessarily short the SPY. We've had a big move down, you know, from this whole week basically. So where we got Monday here, and it's just been a steady climb down. And the worst part, actually, if you look at it, let me just put my trend line out here. You know, we're already almost up to where it's potentially going to hit, reject, and come back down. So we really need to see a push up through here, hold, and go, and then maybe we're off to the races because that breaks trend. So, so yeah, I feel like most of the move was already captured by the pajama traders. So that is a bummer. So I have to reassess. And actually, I would actually look to short off of that. So it might be a patience play this morning to let it see if it tries to do that. Like maybe I'll look above and fail back down inside. But we'll put a 678.85. Yeah, so, and that is the previous day's high right there too. So who knows if we smack up into that even and have an equal high. So, but those are the indices. Obviously, I have a trading bot, which if you've watched any of my past live streams, which I've really had no viewers, so it's been an echo chamber in here. So But I do have a trading bot that I use, mainly to trade the indices. So, anywho, let's go to some of these core companies that we're looking at, and this is pretty interesting. So, would there be a potential momentum shift? I mean, I don't know. There's still a long way to go here before there's a trend change, right? So, didn't really draw out the, I mean, that is previous day's high from the actual market open. I don't know why, man, like crazy E-Trade. I mean, usually it does it around 8 o'clock, but now it's been doing it like this. It's kind of weird. But my initial thing is, will it hit this and reject? So it's just been a downside bias on NVIDIA because it's been so horrible to trade on the long side. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. If we do get a, test it here, maybe a look above and fail, back down in, and then I would say down to 269 would be my short look on that. So, I mean, who knows? Strong market today, although NVIDIA's never really joined the party this whole time when the market went up from Thanksgiving. So we shall see what happens with that. But my initial thought process is, first I was thinking maybe where it was starting here, the gap fill, reverse up, reject, and then maybe come back down. Now I will be just looking to see, and actually I'll put a 174.50, let's just say. And we'll see if it breaks up and holds, and maybe it goes. But my initial thought process is maybe it tries, because it's done this many times. You can actually see, like, it was started up, was up here, reject, up, reject. So hit, reject, reject. So I don't expect much more out of NVIDIA. So downside bias on NVIDIA today. But market sentiment could be changing if that, the CPI blowout expectations. So we'll see. All right, Apple. Let's see if I have it up. Nope. Apple I wasn't liking either. This was a short. Who knows, though? Maybe now it will be. Actually, from where it was positioned before the report here, obviously just sitting here on the previous day's low, just kind of hanging out. It's really a two-prong approach with Apple, and maybe now we see the other side of it, where it's a break, retest on the previous day's low, and then we shoot for the top of the range, right? If it's on a strong day and we see the buyers come out, that could be the option. But my also initial thought as well is, where my first thought was, break, retest, fail down to 269. So I'll be looking at both options with that. Apple has shown pretty bad weakness recently, but could this just be a higher low on the daily? I don't know. I haven't really looked at it on the weekly. I mean, that could be, bought up like that. And really it's just stair-stepping again like it's done right there. Who knows? On the weekly anyway. There is a small gap right there. Who knows if it wants to target it? It's not that really big for me to think that that's worth filling, but you never know. You go with what the market does. Predictions are hard to predict, I guess, in the market. All right. Google. We're at 9:01 on the clock. No viewers. Talking to myself. It's all right. Kind of helps me plan out the day myself. I like to see what happens. Google, obviously relative weakness. Thought it was just flagging out, you know, last ditch. Well, you know, broke through that. I really should have. I pulled a swing position on it. Probably should have, but it was, you know, a hammer candle, even though it was red on that line right there. And so, you know, probably should have got rid of it. Just took my L on it, but I have a January expiration on it, so kind of holding on it. So hope now would be, you know, I don't know, it could gap fill reverse, then maybe go back up to 303. But my thought process was to break and retest the previous day's low. So as you can see, it was kind of hanging around the previous day's low. So maybe a hold of it and then push back up to that key level there. And then who knows what happens after that. If it was to bust through and go, then maybe it hits up to the 308, the initial rejection from yesterday. So I'd actually probably put now like 304.15, let's just say. And we'll see if it's a break and retest on this, then maybe we go up to 308 and hold runners to maybe see if it goes all the way back up to about 312. And we do have the moving average 200 way up here, so, you know, extended pretty far. If we get on that side, maybe it's a hold all the way up to there. Not all in one day, I wouldn't think, but maybe. But yeah, so obviously the downside previous day's low doesn't seem to be in play, but it could be a gap fill reversal if people want to take profits off the open, if they played the contrarian play in the end of day into the close and grab some calls thinking we're having some sort of bounce, obviously a nice bounce. So we shall see. Sure, you didn't want to hear me yawn. Yeah, so next one should be Tesla. Tesla, obviously, key level for me right there, came right down onto it, even in the pre-markets. Looks like it's held. It hasn't really had a huge pump, which is interesting after, you know, just the monster moves it had, even into yesterday where it tried to, you know, go up. And I'm actually going to move this up to that wick. But yeah, so retest of the level obviously looks like it's holding right now. The strength on the daily, you know, who knows if this is penning out, so maybe it fills out a little bit more. Really not tradable, I don't think, unless we have that massive move up. We're in the diddle in the middle kind of zone, that you or no diddling in the middle, right? And I got okay, yeah. So that's my thought process here, is really I'd want to see it back up above here, the previous day's high. And I gotta zoom that in a little to bring that in. There we go. So, or if it kind of breaks off of that, you know, busts out of this, then maybe retest this level here where it's kind of been, this is almost like a new pivot point, honestly. So kind of maybe do something like this. Right, yeah, like that. So I actually like that right there. So maybe it's a break above this. Maybe it retests this area, you know, because it tried to do that for reject. Then it finally busted through, came down actually in the pre-market, hit it, and it rejected through that, touched it down. So yeah, to me, actually now looking at it, we're looking at probably anything above 480 and a retest on it. That might be a good long play to play on Tesla. So originally, as it was hanging out down here, I was thinking that maybe it comes down here first to kind of maybe retest, and you do a little swipe down to just fill the gap. It's not that far away. And then we're off to the races. So we'll see. So yeah, like that pivot point. Like this, actually, this I would almost put as, Obviously, that's like the all-time high where it wicked out. That's what I like to do with that. But let's just turn this line black because I believe that is the resistance. Just because of the multiple touches, not only at the end of the day there where it rejected, but then in the pre-market and there. So, yeah, looks good to me. All right, Amazon. Amazon had that good news and it just couldn't sustain it as the whole market fell off a cliff. You could say maybe it did like a gap fill, look below, fail on that, and now we're off to the races as well. This one's actually showing really good strength. So we're already above the previous day's high. Really wouldn't want to touch it because we already had the rejection there. We had a rejection over here. So anything above 226.30 excuse me, on a break and retest is something that I would like to see happen. And that would be on the long side. So yeah. And I would probably target up here to the 228 level. So readjusting some things on my notes. 228.78. Maybe even 279 as it pushes and hits that. And then 226 is the new level. So yeah, Amazon could be a nice little run. Maybe this is the start of the Santa Claus rally, even though we got a rally back from the downside, right? And I talked about it earlier, but Chipotle, I do like that. I think I did put the thing on there. So, I mean, do we have a big monster day where it fills a lot of this gap? I mean, I don't know. Could it try to fill the whole gap? I mean, it's had really good strength for a little while now. And we're so close that maybe it's on a big, strong day like this, it pushes through. So Chipotle definitely a watch to see about that. I do like Chipotle here. We got strength on the MACD. I mean, if it came down like that, that would be a double top and not be looking too hot, as you would almost say this could kind of be the neckline at that key level I've drawn out. And it hasn't really retested it either, so it might want to come down. A nice confluence here with the moving averages. It kind of maybe creeps up and helps, and then it's off to the races. So I might even put like a 36.75, let's just say 36.75 on the downside. And let's go to Palantir next. So I've drawn out this channel, and the reason I did it is, you know, I hold a swing position on Palantir, and so one thing that I like to see is that, you know, it is maintaining a channel. So even if you were to zoom out, to me, we're still in a flagging pattern, so it still has bullish potential, and obviously it looked like it was starting to maybe cross on the MACD or like come down, but we're holding as of now. Really need to see a big pump up though. So break through this. I have this box here which I don't trade in it. I like to see it above that. So even if like the previous day's high or low was somewhere around this, I would wait till it actually out of there. Just from past bad experiences, you know, you can just see the rejections all the time. So like reject, and that's just recently. So that like happened way back in, who knows, September, October-ish for me. But you know, so honestly, this was like the look above, like potential breakout, and it obviously failed as of yesterday. But if we can recapture, then I feel like the breakout is on, and we still have this giant gap up here. So long position for me, expiration in January. So obviously Palantir has abilities to make giant moves. It's already up $5 basically in the pre-market, so really just a watch for me. Not going to day trade it or anything like that, but yep, above 185 is what I want to see on that. Actually, if I would have known maybe even down here that it was still in the channel and it looked like it was holding, maybe I would have bought more options on it, just to average cost down, but it is what it is. So let's see if we can finally break out of this channel and really make the move upwards. And we got the crossing over there of the MACD, so this very well may be it. And this green line is an overnight all-time high. So not only do we have the gap above, but then we have an overnight all-time high, which is, you know, not the best. At least from what I've heard anyway, that, you know, you need to repair that, right? So at some point I feel like Palantir will make that move and go upward. All right, what else do we have here? We have Microsoft, which I was liking. And yeah, look at that. Dang. All right, well, that's cool. So this actually kind of changes to a break and retest. Right around what I actually, I was thinking down here that maybe it would, and obviously we had the, you know, simple moving average here of the 20-day. What did I have here as the, yeah, so it actually was this. I was looking at my notes here just to make sure. So actually, yeah, it's already in perfect position to maybe do what I was hoping. Let's just look at the daily real quick. But, you know, we've had multiple kind of, I wouldn't say that's a triple bottom. It's more like maybe a double bottom. Could be a triple bottom. But the pump up now is what I'm expecting. So break, retest. I would actually exit some of the position right there and then maybe hold runners to see if we can capture all the way up to 487. So that's my thought process with that. You could even say maybe even just a shoulder, head, shoulder, neckline, break, retest, go. So really like Microsoft here. Excuse me. Just some other things to maybe look at. Let's take a look just to see some of the other stocks. I mean, I haven't even done any of these, and we got plenty of time before the market opens. Uber. Let's see what's going on with Uber. I haven't really done anything with it, and actually it's dropped down in this zone here. So wow. See, really only started charting it a while ago when I first was trading it. There's so many, it's crazy actually to see there's so many gaps in it, and looks like there's a gap even there too as well. Let me just see what we got here. Maybe something like this, I think, is a pivot point for me on that. Might actually even be smaller than that. I wonder if you guys can hear the fan that I've had going on. I realized I just had it on. There we go. Sorry about that, if you've been hearing that fan blow. Live in Florida, so it's a little warm. So maybe it's actually more like this is a support resistance zone. And we have more something like this. So that might have been a look below and fail. Just zoom in a little bit and slide over. Probably something like that actually. I didn't have any in this zone at all. So actually this blue line, just hadn't paid attention to it in a little while. Maybe something like that. Looks like to me. And yeah, so I'd probably hold it something like that for now. Maybe this would come down a little. I like that maybe, and then something like that. Why not? No one's watching. Just kind of toy with this a little. All right. Get rid of that line up there. Well, actually, let me see. Maybe this comes down just a touch, like there. And that will turn into a dotted line, I think. And then this is actually looking like a new support line. Yeah, and then there's a gap there, but it might be something like this for the down a little further, which would maybe make this come down a little bit. Yeah, I like that better there. Put this here. This is on a daily, so we'll just put that down there for now. And I'm not really going to worry about that one because it's off of that line. Just kind of weird with that there. This might not be any sort of anything, so I might get rid of that. That might look more like this. Yeah. I like that better. Wide zones, big rejection candles, and, you know, gaps in the past and big jumps. So, yeah, okay. But anyway, let's see what we got going on here. I mean, this is obviously not paying attention to any of the news that just happened. It's up 1%, but this has been on a big downtrend. Maybe it starts to build out this shoulder head. So maybe up to there, rejection shoulders. Then we go. Something along those lines. I guess I'll do that since now we're on the hourly. I can see it better. Still got to break above that moving average. That's pushing it down. Not loving Uber at the moment at all. Some of the other things, like yesterday, I looked at Avago. Avago, once again, like, man, it just does not want to fill that gap. Now the gap got a touch smaller. But that's still a big range to... So I would almost look at this as like a test above here and then maybe a rejection. But that could also be a look below fail. And we're off to the races, so... Interesting on what play Avago will do. I would not want to do anything until it's back up above this, to be honest. So, no go for there. AMD, not looking that hot either. It's got this gap. Oh, shoot. I just hit that. I wish I could do like a... Like that was obviously not where it needed to be. At least it looks like it's an easy fix right there. But yeah, so this major gap right here. So big gap still to be filled. Not filled yet. Who knows if it ever gets filled. But not to anything that is worth, to me, it still looks like a no touch. Actually, I will just get rid of that line. It's right at the key level. So to me, it looks like it needs to get above 210, 210.50. It's got a long way to go. That would be a nice move, even if it ran up that high, but not going to chase that at all. Ugly looking chart, nothing to do on it. So we have core weave. I haven't looked at that in a while, but this thing's been horrible as well. It is right at that key level I've drawn out, and if it went any lower, man, we'd be at a bad spot for the IPO and stuff. So might as well just draw out some stuff real quick. Looks like that to me. So if we do fail, we are headed downwards, but maybe this is the final. You know, look at that. It's from 64 all the way to that. There's not a whole lot of, not a whole lot of structure built out here. It just was a straight line up. So, unfortunately, I own shares in this at a much higher level. But, yeah, maybe this is a level to maybe see if it breaks off of this. Yeah. So maybe it's off to the races. To that previous day. That'd be a big move. Be a nice move. Might actually pay attention to core weave. I'm gonna put an alert. So let's just bring this one down. So it really needs to get above the previous day's high. So let's just say 70. Nice round number. And this stream, just so everybody knows, is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Follow your own financial advice, or financial advisor, find one. I'm not one. But trying to stream and see what happens. So that could be a break. If we have a really nice day, it's already up almost 5%. So that would be monstrous if it actually went up higher. But we'll see. We'll keep that on the radar. But that's about all I have. Not looking at really anything else. I mean, there could be Meta. Meta's really not doing anything. Meta's doing nothing. Not up a lot. I mean, that's just not good. So I would have to see it above that. So 660 to even have any sort of interest in any sort of manual trade that I would do. Been relying on my bots recently, just swinging the indices, well, trading the indices. But all right, well, this is where we're at for the day. We have core weave now. Let me just see. I forgot to write down some notes on it. So yeah, I mean, that's a nice trade potentially, and even maybe on a swing basis if data centers and AI get back in vogue. But above 70, target, I'm going to just say, you know, it's not a lot of structure either. There's a lot of down. I mean, it could be here first at 75, so maybe, You scale out at 75, and you have runners up to that bottom here, that previous day's low, around 78. So, all right, 9:26 on the clock. I'm going to step away just for a moment, and we'll get this show on the road. All right, let's do this. Apple. We got 30 seconds. Look at, there's NVIDIA. Does it want to be? Tesla's not partaking. Let's see what happens here. I mean, gonna let it sit and percolate for a little bit. See what the market gives us, I guess, right? And we're off. I just have a hard time believing that we're just gonna go in this market. It's just not showing it recently, so very much skeptical. Yeah, I mean, look, Apple selling just gives everybody a chance to sell higher. Good luck to everybody out there. Amazon, I guess, is doing well. Just making sure my trade bots are up and running, ready to go. What a long right off the bat. On the Qs to 12. Let's just see. I mean, what's the 75% confidence? That's kind of tough to get in it right at this moment. because it's just going without you, you know. IWM over 251. Now see, that's one actually I'd rather do because it's at that zone. So IWM. Yeah, wow. Already going. You're going to go without us, huh? Everything is. SPY. The IWM was... it's already almost at the take profit, so... It looks like the Q's had a better take profit. Yeah, so this is what I'd rather see. A little bit of a... Oh, I saw... Let's just go over here real quick. There goes Chipotle. Yep. I figured that would do something. I just feel it's too early to try to pull a trade off here. It's got a 75% confidence. Does it go? Does it go? That's the question. What's it saying now? Yeah, it's still saying it. $609.59. Just seems too early to want to try to chase. %75 confidence is usually pretty good. 612.68, so somewhere around these lines here. Would be the target. It looks like Palantir is going. That's a good sign. Is that the entry there? Do we see the upside? Just see what everything else is doing. Well, that's, yeah, see, like rejecting Apple, Tesla, Google doing nothing. There's the rejection of NVIDIA. So yeah, Palantir, there's Palantir, but who knows what did Microsoft do in the... That was obviously a fake. Let's see what the VIX is doing. The VIX is staying exact. Oh wait, no, there it is. It did just collapse a little bit. And that's why you don't trade first thing off the... because that would have been a losing trade. Like Tesla fired a short. It's the only one that fired a short so far that I see out of any of the... this could be, maybe they swept it down and now they're gonna let it go. Your guess is as good as mine. Still watching it to see what happens. But these are all sell, sell, sell. If I see it get back above, the stop is right around here. So 59, 609.59. If it recaptures, then maybe you take a shot. But none of the other big stocks are telling you that's the case. Amazon doing horrible. I mean, Microsoft not doing anything. Palantir's kind of fading after trying to push. Still rejecting all that good jazz. But that's where I said it should go, so maybe it's a touch there and go. Amazon's just a mess. It's getting to be a lot of confluence right there, so maybe that's something. It's a big gap, so maybe it wants to go fill some of it. Freeport McMoran is not doing good either. That's selling off. So it's just, it's not a, it really looks like a bear market. Not that I've experienced one yet. I'm still young in my trading career, but that's not what you call positive price action off of a CPI and weekly jobless claims. And Micron, good report. Actually, I didn't even look to see what Micron's doing. Is that selling off? Because if that's selling off, it's just par for the course. Yep. So yeah, it can't. Nothing can hold. Everything's a sell opportunity. So short side bias, what in the world? No way it just gapped down that far. E-Trade has like the worst. I swear, just the way they do stuff is not good. Like, how do you get to be 2025 and almost 2026 and you can't get this stuff to work? Yeah, not looking like a good day. Yeah, Amazon just shot. There's a short potential. It's not a... We're not done selling. I mean, maybe it's a test here to see about going higher. Who knows? It's a big gap to fill. I know that much. So wait and see, wait and see. Might as well watch and see what's going on. Oh man, look at that. That's just, I mean, if Apple's gonna sell off like that, then Nvidia is just, I mean, it's going for a gap fill, but well, it would have been nice to take that Nvidia trade, reject right off the open. I mean, it's like, who is liquidating? Obviously, the big institutions are just getting rid of everything. Although, let me see. I'm curious to see. Yeah, look at. Yeah, Chipotle. Go, Chipotle. Microsoft maybe trying to hold on to something. Palantir's not holding on. Could that be a look below and fail? I don't know. Do we get a bounce off of this? I don't know. Off the gap closure of Nvidia. Tesla's kind of recapturing it, basically almost is, but there's, I mean, you got the previous day's low and you got the two moving averages acting as confluence. Nothing looks good yet. Nothing looks good. One of my bots said short Apple right off the get. So that knew what was up. Still saying to short. What's Apple at right now? To 266.55, so a little further to go. Crazy. Not getting alerts on. Oh wait, I don't think I have an alert on that. That's why. None on Apple for that specific bot. But not looking promising, I don't think, for any sustained momentum. Probably a bear flag to go down is what I would think. We're going to fill out here. I mean, MACD is not looking any sort of good. So might as well just draw this out ahead of time. Short the SPY. We have lots of shorts. Short the Qs. Not good for that. Wow, that's we'll see. This is saying short. We shall see. What's the... That's a crazy take profit if that's right. Saying all the way back down here. $601.96. We'll see. Maybe it hits that and rejects. That's one. It's one of my newer ones. So really, for me, it's to watch and see what happens with that one, because what's interesting is it doesn't have the other two. The spot, it's shorted all of them, it's saying, but the cues are more pronounced on the short, so that's interesting to see. Waiting to see if it breaks down. I do think it's going to. Just waiting for the confirmation to happen. I'm going to go for it. All right, we are in on that. See what happens. Already up 100. Does it want to go? Maybe, maybe not. Could have took that as like a quick scalp. Let's see. Might not know what to do with itself. I'm glad I decided not to put as much size on as I originally thought, so if it doesn't work, then I'm not as worried about it. But I mean, they all fired short at the same time, so we'll see, right? Could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, then I will look to get to the other side. Not on this one, but first trade might be wrong. See what happens at the moving average there. Does it reject? That's the question. And the answer might be no. Bummer, bummer, bummer. I've had to go through these before. And this will be a bad L if it hits. Go by this. Shall see. Looks like it's not going to be good for me. See it, maybe try to flush back in there. We'll see. Take a quick peek at what everything else is doing. Not a whole lot. I see a long on the cues on my other one. I'm definitely going to get out, but holding as of now. Not looking good for me though. Probably need to exit. Not at the stop loss yet. So we'll see. Not looking good though. I mean, I'm watching everything just pump and I'm on the wrong side. Yeah. This is going to be toast. Gonna give it a second. But they could have manipulated on that first candle, first 15 minutes to then take it to the house. A lot of indecision. Keep signaling long on the IWM, which I would think this is not going to make it good for this. So it's tagging that again. And I'm about to be out. I'm just going to give it a minute to see if that rejects. Does it reject? All right, the SPY says long now, and yeah, I don't know if I should be staying in this. Trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, but that's not looking good when the SPY is doing that. And the IWM, nothing on this one yet, but just don't know. Keeps tapping it. I should probably just get out, but it doesn't seem to want to break through my stop loss there as of yet. At least if anything, I can maybe get out at a little bit less of a loss. Tough, tough, tough. It's not looking good though. That move did not. Kind of too good to be true when that one fired, you know. Have that sort of drop. There's like no. The VIX is falling. So that's not looking good for me. This might be the end. River, what are you doing? Stop. Does it want to reject? The question you almost have is, would it be like, are we just going to go sideways now? If this, I might be out of this wicks out big time. Oh, what did I do? Oh, didn't want to do that. Wanted to grab that and just see here. Question is, will it go through this or will that now act as support? My stop held, so I'm holding. Just don't like seeing strong bounces off of that level. Yeah. Alert long on that. Okay. That might be my exits right here. I think I might just get out of this. Because now it's saying to long this thing. I could very well be wrong. This might be the move up. This has been a tough hold. Currently down 340 on this position and fluctuating, obviously. But if this candle gets bought up, boy, oh boy, that would not look good. I'd like to see a stronger flush down. Break through a lot of this. A lot of my trades recently have been longer holds than I like. I'll say that much. Definitely don't like holding trades long. But, you know, it actually has kind of given me more patience, I guess. Like to hold on to things. Even like yesterday, I got super lucky, but we'll see if it comes down and does like a double. Retest that line again. Definitely want to, if I am able to, de-risk a little bit here. And there's that gap fill. Not that I was playing the gap fill, but there is that gap fill. And, you know, maybe it could come down even here to test on the moving average. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But if I'm able to, I want to be able to de-risk. And the question is the VIX going up? Yep, it is. The VIX is up. Question is, do we go? It's a lower high, so I would think that there would be a lower low. But you never know. You never know what happens here. See what happens here. I really don't want to ride it back up. Like to see it just flush, but I got as low as $90 down, but now I'm back to 230. So are we just going to sideways chop here? And I'm not going to hold on again. And I'm just going to take a quick L here if that's the way it goes. And regroup. I'm already down 300 again. It's insane. We might just be in a choppy market, and that's not somewhere I want to be. Don't want to be in a sideways market. Like, I'm not going to ride it back up there. I don't think. I would probably cut my losses somewhere around this line. I think if I do something like this. If it can't push through, then it's just the way it is, I guess. Kind of hoping I was on the right side, but you know, right now there is no side. It's down, up, down. Question is, do we have follow through down? And it would be nice to actually, I should actually pull the VIX up on my other screen here just so I can see it. Just kind of see what's going on with that. That's obviously important. Question is now, is this the second bear flag, right? Or do we have a market of indecision? Just don't want to be a part of it if this is going to be what it does. Like I said, I'm going to exit out this time at that line. If it does hit it, I'm just going to be done because that's not something I want to be part of. Holding it for so long here. Longer than I like to hold things for, that's for sure. VIX is kind of just hanging out. VIX is kind of just hanging out at the line of resistance. I mean, that has a gap to fill too. And yeah, it's just not looking good. It just VIX is going down, it looks like, again. Tough hold, man. Tough hold. You just want to see it break down. At least I do anyway. Been flagging. I mean, now it's flagging kind of like this. Not necessarily a flag I want to see. Volume's decreasing, it looks like. Almost want to say, like, can I grab this? Something like that. It's not looking good. I'm gonna rotate back up, and I'm gonna take this L here real quick. Yep. And I am out. Done. Not playing it. Wait, did I not get out? Why did I not get out? Oh, did I put a limit order in? Shoot. Oh my gosh. Idiot. Close that out. Shit. Let's just see what happens real quick since I'm stuck in it. Will it reject? Unbelievable. Sorry for the language. I'm out. Can I get out? What the flip, man? Oh my gosh, I'm so pissed off. I'm hitting out. Jeez. What a joke. Man. All right, that sucked. There's like no direction at all. Should have saw maybe it was basing like that, but maybe. I mean, this is what the S&P is doing. Look at this. I'll stop doing that. That's basically what it's doing. Nothing. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So annoying. No direction. I went from taking like a 250 loss to 400 because of that crap. That's so annoying, man. So annoying. Oh, wait for another signal. Hopefully I can make that back. I mean, there's been no other signals that have been happening on the on my bots or anything. I mean, they said long, but that was a while ago. Now it's saying long the SPY. Is this finally it? What? It popped all the way up that high. Let's just see what we got going on here. $79.28. That's not that high. Not sure I want to take that, but look at that's a pretty nice. What do I have that line for? Oh, can that be a breakout of that? What? All right, this might be it then. This could be a break upwards. All right, let's hop in. a minute. We'll see. Come on. Huh. Yeah. Let's see what happens. I want to try to de-risk out of some of this, if it's possible. All right, I got out of some of it. Now we'll see if we can ride it up the rest of the way. And that says we're going up to this now. Should be up to this, an update. We'll see. When I already scale out, I'm up 182 on that, but I lost 430 on so that didn't make the money back, unfortunately. But we'll see. See if that can push up to this level here. I got a good amount out, so see if the market wants to go. And my stop loss, actually, I didn't even see what that was. 78. 63. That would basically be a retest of this. So that's might happen pretty fast. Let's see. Oh wow, Palantir's popped pretty big. Nice. Glad to see that. All right, let's see you go. Nice. Come on, I want to see more. Need to make up a lot. That's the worst part, is it's really to try to make up the next. I should actually try to like maybe get out of a little bit more of it as it goes. Capture some more of that. Just watching. There we go. Keep pumping. All right, I'm going to get rid of some more. Really de-risk, because I can just do another trade if I really want to. Now I'm up 246 on it. Let's see if these last bit can go. I might need to give some back to make some. We'll see. Still going to be probably negative on the day, but it is what it is. I got to be careful though, because I don't want to lose. I'm going to be very tight with this. These last two contracts I have, not a whole lot worth, but I don't want to lose what I've made. You know what? I might just say, we'll see. I really want to try to have it go up to that, but just don't want to lose what I have. You know what? Come on, just go up there. Just pump up there. There you go. Keep pumping. Keep pumping. Keep going. Keep going. Just hit the target. Oh boy. Whoa, that was a bad rejection. Just pump back up and now we're gonna go down. Let's see you go. You know what? That's good for me. I think I'm at. I wanted to see if I could, these last like couple hundred, I can make it another 100, but I don't know if it's gonna make it or not. I think I'm gonna just call it good. We'll see. It's almost there. Just go. Just hit that 100 so I can be done. It's at 96. Come on now. There we go. And I'm done. Hit my target. All right. Well, made 323. Not as good as that, unfortunately, if I would have held the whole time. But de-risk, have to de-risk. So still down on the day. Let's see how much I got left. I still got 2,500 left to trade. I'm happy with that. Happy with how I scaled out, de-risked. You know, probably should have de-risked on the other one when I knew I wasn't sure if it was going to go or not. I could have locked in some losses and not had as big of a loss on that push, but then I also messed up, and I would be up on the day if I would have actually got out. That's the worst part, is I couldn't get out. And 612.92 now it's saying for the SPY. Or wait. What? Oh wait, I was on the SPY the whole time. So now I mean, it might be a full-fledged rally today, but to see what the Qs are at right now. Oh, it's already there. It's basically already there. I drew that one out. Nice on that. I'm glad I did get out though, but man, that would have been nicer to not have that happen. One thing to note, like I should have, the one where I went short on was a trading system that I set up through the bot that is not proven yet. I didn't even look at this. We haven't looked at anything in a while, but look at NVIDIA. Is NVIDIA going to crack that? That would be interesting. Apple's turned it around. There's Tesla. Google's really not doing too much. But NVIDIA, look at NVIDIA. Like, kind of get rescued off the bottom, maybe? Wow. Yeah. Busted through that level. Whoops. Let's put it at the 5 minute just so I can. Yeah, it's right there. Break and retest out of that. I don't know. I'm not trading that, so. Pretty nice though. I mean, not as bad as I was, I guess. 323 up. My swing's kind of making a little bit of a turnaround. See if that holds. Man, I'm so mad about that one. I could have got out so much earlier and I would have been at least positive a little bit. Frustrating. Well, it doesn't look like NVIDIA is going to want to test that. Still up nicely on the day. Chipotle stalled out. That's funny. Microsoft. Wow, look at you go, Microsoft. It's going right to my price target. Wow. Palantir kind of stalling out here like it did before. That's the worst part. Need you to push through, Palantir. Come on now. No holding back. See if I get any more long signals. That was the worst part too, is the first trade I went in with a little more size than the second trade, so I should probably just stay with a standard. Oh well. Another 2-hour stream. No one's watching. It is what it is. Those might be the 2 trades I do on the stream. I felt way better about my execution on the second trade. Obviously screwed up my exit on the first one. E-trade, man. Oh, it was my fault. I switched it to limit, and I should have been on market the whole time as I was getting ready to exit. But yeah, all right. Well, not gonna really tout any of my stuff because no one's watching. So, anywho, that's gonna be it for me streaming wise. I will maybe still trade. Maybe one day I'll get some viewers. But I will be back on tomorrow. Thank you for watching, whoever does. And I'm out.